Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Can you guess by my face what we're gonna do today? It is another get ready with me or do my makeup with me. I've done a couple of these. I just like to sit here and chat and do my makeup and see whatever the outcome will be. The sun is sort of hitting in a weird spot, which is making my eyes squint, but we're gonna try and ignore it. Am I gonna zoom you in a little bit more? Maybe just a little bit. There we go. My eyes have been primed and set. By the way, I don't think I've mentioned in videos before, but I use the Wet n Wild eye primer. I don't know what it is called exactly, because I taped it to like get more product out of it, because I had to squeeze it down every time, so I just taped it shut. It's from Wet n Wild, a white tube. Very inexpensive, works great. And I put a cream colored shadow over top so that my other colors can blend. Today, I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm gonna whip out this palette. This is the Glamlight Scooby-Doo Creeps and Crawls palette. This is what it looks like. And this is the last palette that I have to complete for No Pan Left Behind. If you've seen that, I will link it for you. I've been trying this year to use every shadow in my collection for at least once. And the last ones that I have not touched yet are in here. So I have 5 shadows left in here to use. This purple, blue, and this like pinky to blue, and then this blue matte. So I'm thinking today I'm gonna dip into the world of blue eyeshadow, which is scary. Although, would you call it blue? Maybe it's more of a teal. I'm gonna do that. I'm scared. I don't know if it's gonna come out nicely, but who knows. I am gonna start with just a brown transition shade, because I feel like that always works well for me. So I'm gonna put that down in my crease, and then we're gonna dip into the blues. I might get a call during this video because I had to call someone for our what is, I don't know what the English word for that is. Ooh, I'm gonna have to Google that, because I wouldn't even know how to explain exactly what that is, because honestly, would that be actually the translation? Really? The meter cupboard? That sounds like a very bad Google Translate translation. But anyway, it's where you have all of the electricity and whatever all that is called in your house. We got solar panels earlier this year, and they had to reseal that whole thing. We forgot about it. I just called them. I had to wait a long time. And then they said, well, our planning system isn't working right now, so we'll call you back. So I'm awaiting that phone call. We will see if they call me right in the middle of this video. Who knows? But seeing as I work with some systems like that, I know that once something is not up and running, it might take a while to get it back up and running. Okay, here we go with the blue, teal, I don't know. I'm just gonna plop it in my crease and my outer corner. As always, these videos are not to show you how to do makeup, but more so to take you onto the journey that I am taking while doing my makeup. Because a lot of times when I do my makeup, I really don't know what's gonna happen or how it's gonna come out. Of course, I do have like my safe and easy looks, and especially with Pam's eyeshadows, I very quickly come up with looks that I can do on a day-to-day basis, especially for if I'm going to the office. But with colors like these, I just never know. I just don't know what's gonna happen. So we shall see. I just have a very fluffy blending brush because I feel like that's safe to start with. And then we can always build up this color if I'm feeling brave enough. So yeah, I am not really feeling brave, but I'm gonna build up on the outer corner. So talking about the office, I have a part-time job in an office, if you didn't know. Like, I don't make any money off of YouTube, and that has also never been the goal for me. When starting YouTube, I just started it because I thought it was fun. I've had channels in the past, makeup related and also horse related. That one was in Dutch, by the way. Still up, but I don't post there anymore. So yeah, this was never started because I wanted to make money off of YouTube. I was just like, I want to share my thoughts and opinions, and I stumbled upon the padding community, and I just thought it was nice. So that's why I'm doing YouTube. So I have a part-time job in the office, and on my days off, I usually film. So this is a day off, and then I film. And also, it's not just because I have this YouTube channel that I wanted to work part-time. I'm, by the way, dipping into the darker blue shadow. Pray for me that's gonna turn out okay. That is very dark. I'm just gonna lightly tap it on my outer corner. And now I don't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, so part-time working. I did not start that because I was doing YouTube, like, to give me more time for that. I just feel so worn out whenever I have to work full-time. And I know that that is very privileged of me to say. Like, I know there's people who also will feel worn out when working full-time, but they just don't have a choice, because if they don't work full-time, they cannot make ends meet. So I don't want to come across as spoiled or, well, privileged. I am privileged. Let's just put it out there. I'm privileged that I can work part-time. But I felt so worn out of working full-time when I did that I was like, I want to do more with my life than just work. And I'm just curious how other people see that, because I cannot imagine working just to be off for 2 days and then having to do like all of your housework, like household, laundry, cleaning, getting groceries. Like, what? How do you survive that? And again, I know there's people who have to live that way, and I feel very, very sorry for what our society has come to when it comes to working. I feel it's so normalized to be working full-time that whenever I tell people that I work part-time, they're like, oh, you're a part-time princess, you know? And maybe some of those comments stem from some jealousy, because I can understand if you work part-time and you or if you work full-time and you don't want to work full-time, that when someone says, hey, I work part-time, that sparks some kind of jealousy. But there's generally people that think less of people who work part-time. Like, they are princesses, or they're not really hard workers, or you know. And I've seen a lot online. I'm dipping into the lighter blue, but on my brush it also looks like very black based, so I don't know how this is gonna go. I've seen a lot of online, like, oh my god, that's also very black based. I'm gonna have to pull in a different blue to lighten up this look, because this is very, very dark and grungy. Okay. I've seen so many people get into this sort of competitive mode of, oh, you don't know what hard work is. I work 40 hours a week, and then someone else like, you don't know what hard work is. I work 60 hours a week. And I'm like, that's not living. I mean, kudos to you if you want to work 60 hours a week, if maybe you have your own, I don't know, your own business and you're working all day, every day. And again, I really feel for you when that is what you have to do to survive, basically. But it's so weird that for so many people it's normal, or it's been normalized to work more than to have time off. And I know people are like, well, if you work 9 to 5, then you have your 5 to 9 or whatever. But there's so much that you still have to do in that timeline. That's not free time. Like the time I have when I come home from the office. First of all, when I'm done working, I have to commute back home. So that is time wasted, in my opinion. You come home, you have to take care of yourself. So you have to eat, you have to prepare your food. And by the time that's all like done, you want to go to bed. So don't come at me. I'm, by the way, gosh, I'm all over the place with this story. I'm dipping into this blue shadow from my Give Me Glow Summer Vibes palette. Don't know if it's going to be a good match for this dark black with blue shimmers, but it's whatever. So don't come at me saying, well, you have so much spare time, and then giving me like the exact hours, because that is bullshit. Those hours are not all free spend hours that you can spend on whatever you want. You have so many obligations basically to survive, honestly, that you cannot call that free time. It is not like when you're done working, you can go meet friends and do all fun things. You have to take care of yourself. If you have a home, you have to take care of your home. If you have someone you're sharing your life with, I mean, you have to also take care of them, or like spend time with them. So no, that is just not a thing. Like, yes, you have time after work, but it's not free time. A lot of those hours go into taking care of yourself, taking care of your body, taking care of your house and your household, and then afterwards there's the free hours that you can spend freely. So do your hobbies, or I don't know, meet with friends, whatever. I don't really know where I was going with this. But I'm just mind blown with that this is our culture, I guess. That we just work so many hours, and what do we get in return? I feel like it's unbalanced. Okay, this is not really what I was going for, so I'm picking up the beloved My Beauty Shop singles, and we're gonna slap some on and see if that will make this look a little bit better. This one, So how do you see that? Like, what is your job? Do you feel fulfilled in your job? Because I've been struggling recently, where I've been in my job for 2 years now, 2.5 years, and I don't know anymore. And I seem to have that same feeling every other year, basically, where I feel just lost and like, what exactly am I doing? What am I doing here? What is the point? And what do I want to do? Oh my gosh, that made it so much cooler. It had like a pink reflect to it. I don't know if you can see. Okay, I love that. That is great. So I'm gonna darken up again, back into the darkest shimmer, even though there's not really a whole lot of difference in those shimmers. So yeah, I don't know. Is that a normal thing to just not really know what you're doing or what you want to do in maybe your career or something? I also hate the word career. I've never felt like I wanted a career. I just want to work to make money. No, wait. I have to work to make money. But if it was up to me, I would just be living on a farm somewhere, just spending my days taking care of animals and calling it a day. And I know that is very hard work because I have worked in horses for 8 years. It was tough. It wasn't fun. I loved the horses, don't get me wrong, but it got me a lot of shit mentally, physically. So I know, like, the idea of working on a farm is very cute and romanticized. I know that's hard work, but I would love to spend my days like that. But instead we're in office and we're worrying about money and we're selling products that, do people actually need them? I don't know. Maybe this is too much for a Sunday morning. I'm thinking it's going to go live on Sunday morning. But I just have this tendency of overthinking. If you've seen my other Get Ready With Me, where I talked about having children, then you probably know that I'm a chronic overthinker. And I overthink about this too. Like, what are we doing in life? What are we doing with our lives? What actually is important and what isn't? And it's a blessing and a curse to be able to think about that. Like, it's a blessing that I feel like my eyes are opened and I'm aware of a lot of shit that is going on. And I'm aware that, in my opinion, a lot of things should change. But it's also a curse because there's a lot of people who just don't want to talk about it, because if you don't talk about it, it's not there, or maybe they don't want to talk about it because it's too heavy on them, which I totally get. I understand that. But it's difficult to just go on with life like nothing is up. Like, this is what it is, and I'm just not at peace with that idea of this is it. I'm gonna have to work until I'm 70 and like throw away the prime years of my life, basically. Well, I don't know if this is the prime days of my life, but you know what I mean. It's it's not imbalance, if you ask me. I don't know, if this is too deep, please let me know. I'm just rambling, just ranting a little bit. There's a lot more where this came from that I won't bore you with just yet. There's just a lot going on in the world. And like, again, it's when I look at politics and like the news, I don't want to follow it because it weighs me down. It is so frustrating. I feel so much anger and I don't know what to do with it, and I don't know how to change this whole system. Well, I know it has to change because this can't be it. So often I don't follow the news because it just gets me down. But then I also don't want to turn a blind eye to it because I feel like it's important to know what is going on and like act upon that. But then I don't know what to do. When I think, okay, we've got to change this, but like how? What? Where do we start? It's difficult. It is so difficult. So part of me just wants to peacefully live my life, but I know that we have been forced into a system that we cannot peacefully live our lives because we are being, well, dare I say, we're being enslaved in the modern time. And we cannot really do anything about it, or so it seems. I don't know, maybe this is too much of a take, but this has just been what's on my mind. Agree to disagree. Let me know your thoughts. I'm sorry if this is like a heavy topic and you just clicked on this video to watch something funny. You're like, wow, girl, that's heavy. Maybe just keep it light and airy. I'm sorry. I just had to get it off my chest, I guess. In other news, the makeup is makeuping. That makes no sense at all. But okay, moving away from like the heavy topics of the world and how it's structured and I don't know, the modern day society. I am just curious if anyone has any tips or like wisdom about jobs and feeling fulfilled or feeling not fulfilled at all and what to do. Like I would be interested to hear if you are right now at a job that you're like, I'm fulfilled. And with that, I don't mean like fulfilled as in I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life and be happy about it every day, because that just feels like a fairy tale. I am very well aware that my hair clip is moving out of my hair. That's not what I was gonna say. I'm very aware that this whole idea of finding your dream job and then doing that for the rest of your life, it can happen for some people, but for many of us, that's just not a thing. You can find jobs that you think are very good and you love and grow out of them, or come to realize that they're not all that you expected, or well, something like that, you know? And that is fine too. Like I'm not looking for the perfect job, but I'm just looking for some advice as to when you realize that what you're doing now isn't really what you want to do or what you thought you wanted to do and how to figure out what it is that you want to do, you know? Or are we just forever searching for what it is that we want to do and we'll never find out? That could be a thing too. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I really thought that I wanted to be a baker, like pies and decorating, and went to school for that. Hated every second of it. That was also because the school was just shit and I had awful teachers that just weren't nice. And they ruined that for me, basically. But I also realized that in the world of pastry, it wasn't all what I expected it to be. So I finished that, did some random jobs that I also really didn't like, but I didn't know what else to do, so I was stuck at them for a while. Then, let me finish this. Ooh, this mascara is getting really dry. I'm gonna have to double dip. Then I thought, you know what, after I guess 4 years with that stupid job, I'm gonna do something in horses because I was horse riding, I loved it. I was like, I'm gonna make that my job. How fun is that? So I went to school for that. Got a very nice internship. And after finishing school and working at where I did my internship for a while, I realized that was also shit. They were treating their workers like crap. I had some mental problems, like struggles, but I didn't know what else to do, so I stayed. And then the whole physical problems came in. So that was kind of my free get out of jail card, honestly, because I just couldn't work there anymore. So I had to find something else, and that really like saved my ass because I was forced to go find something else. And I was in a position that I couldn't work my job, but they had to still pay me because it was like health related. I don't know. I'm not really sure how that's going in the rest of the world, but basically if you fall ill, they still have to pay you for a certain amount of time. You are obligated to like return to the job if you can. You have someone like it's not really a doctor, but sort of like a doctor checking to see what you can do still at that job. And if they realize like, oh, you cannot do this job anymore, then they will help you find something else that will be fitting for like what you can do. So that's what happened with me, and I found my current job, and I was very happy to be out of that very toxic work environment. And now here I am again thinking about what it is that I want to do. It's just difficult. Like, is it an ongoing thing? Or maybe it's just my brain that after a while I'm like, okay, I can do everything here, basically. Like, I can do my job very good. Time for the next level, and if there isn't a next level in that company, I'm like, I want to leave. But I don't know. This has proven to be very rambly, I think. But the makeup, I'm not mad about. Halfway through, I was like, ooh, that's not gonna be good, but it turned out pretty good. I'm gonna do some blush. I'm using a Revolution matte lipstick as blush, and I'm gonna try to not overdo it because I have that tendency. I'm also gonna have to buy a new mascara because it's so dry. I have like flakes of mascara on my cheeks right now. That is not really the look I'm going for. Did I overdo it? I don't know. It's always kind of difficult because I'm rubbing it in, so my cheeks also kind of turn red because I'm rubbing them. Oh my gosh. Okay, maybe I haven't overdone it. Does it really matter? Nah, I'm not going anywhere today. Who cares? I always love it when I'm at my job and my coworkers, who are all men by the way, are like, oh my gosh, I have such a blushy color. I'm like, yeah, it's because I worked really hard. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, no, it's because you put way too much blush on this morning. Don't let them know. With a little bit of highlighter. Or a lot. I'm a fan of highlighter. Cannot go wrong. And there it is. Should we do lip color? I have, oh my gosh, this is all overwhelming. I have a couple of lip products in projects. So we could do, I have a little bit of my Beauty Bay lip balm on, which is a slight like nudie brown tint. But we could do this lip pencil. I mean, am I gonna swatch it? Like a pale pink. We could do bright orange, but I don't know if that's gonna be too much with this eye look. Hello? My cat has an opinion. So we could do that. We could do this Glam Light lipstick from the same collection as this palette, by the way, that I used. Or we could do this one from that same collection, so like a nude. And honestly, I'm drawn towards this one because I know, like I'm putting it in my eye, I know it's not going to be too much with this eye look. So here we go. I decided it's going to be this. Or should I do the pencil one then? Maybe I should do that. Just a little bit of pencil. And then that lipstick. I'm not really sure if it's gonna pair nicely. I'm not a pro in this. You may be able to see. I don't know what I'm doing. So let's just leave it at that. And then fill in the middle with this lipstick. I don't know. That's like a nude. It's quite orangey, but I was a little scared of it, but honestly, on camera it does look quite good. I don't really know what I think about it in real life. Actually, yeah. With this look, I like it. I do. Let's not overthink that. I've been overthinking other things way too much already, so no overthinking on lipstick color. There. So here is the look. Zoom in a little bit. Do an awkward close up. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see the pink sparkles reflex in that shimmer of the Mica Beauty Shop shadow that I used. That, by the way, let me check, is called, I think that's Chandelier? No, Medusa. If you're interested. I can only highly recommend the Mica Beauty Shop singles. I love them. So let's zoom you out. And then this is the finished look. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this talk wasn't too heavy. You know, if it was, you can let me know. If you have any other thoughts and opinions on it, I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear from you always, even though if you don't want to comment on what I talked about, but just want to talk about how your day was or what you think of this makeup look, feel free to comment down below. And yeah, if you liked this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will hopefully see you in one of my next videos. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.